So let's start with the objects. So a quick revision, a quick revisions. I'm just pinging it. So for example, what are data types? For example, we have two data types, right? Primitive and non-primitive. Primitive means like these are the values. Like string we store in a variable as a value. Boolean, undefined, null, begin, symbol as a value. But when we store non-primitive, right? Non-primitive means objects, arrays, functions. It means it's a reference. These we are not storing the data. We are storing just the reference. So what do you mean? What I mean that. Let me uh, explain by example. So how we will run this? We will run either by pressing this icon, otherwise control enter, or for Mac users command enter. As soon as I do this, right, automatically this panel will open and you can see the console. So let's say what is, let's see the example. Okay. So for example, if I copy this variable, then if I renamed it something like, I updated the copy variable. Okay, let's see what is the impact in this case. I'm using right now a primitive. So these are the primitive values. Okay, so let me run it. So see, for name we are getting Tom. For Mike we are for copy name we are getting Mike, right? So this is like the expected behavior. But let's see an example for non-primitive. Let's see some example for non-primitive. Guys, are you able to see my screen, right? The font size and all are pretty much clear. Okay, great. Then for example, this is an object, right? This is an object. So what we can do, let's suppose we are copying an object. So how we can copy an object, like how we have done in case of primitive, we just use an like equal operator, like we just assigned a value. Let's see what will happen. Let's see. It prints an object. Guys, please be on mute. Gosh. So let's print it. Okay. So we are getting the same object. It means equal operator works fine. Like the assignment operator works fine. We have copied it basically, right? So let's do one thing. Let's change something in the copied object. Let's say from Tom to Mike. Let's say. So if you see, right, it's changed in the both the variables. It means these are non-primitives. We are just passing an reference. We are passing an address. We are not copying a value. So this is not a copy thing. This is the most important question, like how you will copy a arrays or object. So we are having so many approaches where we can copy an object, but we'll go one by one. Okay, so the best approach they'll expect in interviews, even if you go for any company, if they're asking about this, like how you can copy an array or how you can copy an object, so the recursively approach will be the best answer. I'll cover, maybe I can cover in the last of the session, so we can go ahead with that. So in this case, like it is updating the source object. It is updating the source object. This is not we expect, right? So let's say how we can say both the reference are same. If you say, so in this case, what will be the output, guys? In this case, what will be the output? If this is true or false? True, right? So why it is true? So Jamil, just focus on this. Let's say I have opened a double equal and triple equal. Okay. So tell me this thing. What is the type of this? What is the type of obj? Object, right? And what is the type of copy object? Again, object, right? So in case of object, what is happening? So just see the chart. I have added one chart in the doc. So if you see, we have object, right? in case of objects, we are not converting anything. So guys, if you have missed this session, you are not able to relate much. Okay, so what in this case, what will happen? It will directly match the reference. In case of objects, it will directly match the reference. So in both the cases, the reference are same. So that's why we are getting true. Okay, so Laksh, your question is like, will spread operator fulfill? At some extent, Laksh, only at first level. I'm going to cover this in after the session. So in this case, like, we are just copying the reference. So let's take another example of objects. So for example, we have array. So let's copy this. Let's copy this list. How we can copy? Usually we can copy just using assignment. So first what we'll do console. In the next line, we'll console the copy of that list. As soon as we console, right, it looks like same, but it's not same. Let's say if I do any operation in the copied object, for example, I'm pushing 4, it will impact the source object. This is the biggest mistake people are doing when they are not aware of this reference concept, right? I know most of you are aware of this, but just hold a second. I'm coming to the very important topic. So I just wanted to check, like, are you guys aware of these small topics or not? So this is fine. Okay, so in this case, it means we are copying a reference. We are not copying the values. How we will do it, we will see in the end. Let's say how we can create an object. So the next question, before this, people are asking how many ways are there to create an object. How many ways are there to create an object, guys? So if I want to create an object, right, how we can create? How many ways are there? Just name them instead of count, please, Venkatesh. Literals, right? Correct. Literals, new object, object.create. Great. So we have 3 ways. Like object.literal, then new operator, then object.create. So also after this, I'm going to cover few more things. I'm going to cover. Let's start with the object literals. Okay. So what is object literals? Basically, we have object, right? It means object literal means you can you can create a data structure using keys and values. Okay, collection of keys and values. Key can be like, value can be of anything, like string, number, object, function, boolean, anything, right? Anything. So let's start with some basic example. Okay, so for example, I'm having age on some number. Then we can have, let's say, anything. We can have boolean. We can create some function. We can have something, or we can directly just return this dot name. We have created the getter of this name. So so array is basically a collection of keys and values. Okay, so let's console one by one. So for example, if I do object.name, it will come object.name, like it will come my. So if I console object.getName, if you have attended this class, you know this is pointing to who is calling this function, right? So it right now obj is calling this getName function, so it means it is obj.name. That's why it is pointing to this. If you do like this, you cannot do this. You cannot do like this. So you have to use this to refer your own instance, like your own instance property. Okay. So this is pretty much clear, guys. Okay, so this is pretty much clear. So let's move to some new concept. Let's say we have this. One second. We have this function. Let's say we have get name. Okay. This is one of the way. This is one of the way to write a function. Another way is, for example, if I say we have a greet function which will return, hey, it will greet, and I'm printing like this dot name. Okay, so how we can call this function? It is same way. You can write. So for Mike is coming for this one, Mike is coming from this one, then hey Mike is coming from this console. So console 68. Okay. So tell me what is the difference between these two? Like with adding like a colon and writing like this. Which one you prefer and what is the difference? Is there any difference? First of all, is there any difference in these two? Or like this is just a shorthand? Guys, your response. Just a shorthand. Okay, difference regarding hosting. No, hosting doesn't matter in this case, guys. Objects. Hey, what is NFE? Shivam. No functional effect or something like this? Named function expression. Oh, okay. So let's say people are saying it's a shorthand, right? Let's say what is the difference. Let me comment it out. So we know, right? In case of printing, it is same. So tell me one thing. Can we use new operator with? We have this. That is a function, right? If we use new, right, it will return me the instance. If you have attended the previous sessions, you guys are aware of this, right? This will return the whole object, right? Let's do the same thing with new object dot greet. See, we are getting an error. It is saying object dot greet is not a constructor. So the first difference is we cannot use new keyword in this case. So usually people are like giving some quizzes and all. So sometimes in interviews when you say, right, they're asking like, are you aware of hosting? Are you aware of objects? So people are saying yes. So when when we ask some core questions, right, they are not aware of this. So today, same way, the way I covered hosting, the same way I'm covering this objects. So let's see, it means we cannot use new keyword with this way of writing a function, right? Even people are, so if I asked you what is this, what is get name? Get name and greet is a methods. They are not functions. So whenever we define a function inside an object, so they are called as methods. So usually this is also like, if you say, right, this is a method, this is a function, so like it looks like you're not aware with the like common concepts. Like this is basically a method we call as methods. So let's see that why this is happening. Let's say why this is happening. How many of you are aware of console.dir? What is console.dir? So let's do first. Let's do console.log. I'm printing the function. If I do this, let's say get name. What will happen? It will print the function, right? In case of console.dir, it will give you the properties in the form of objects. Okay, it will print the object representation of that function. So if you see, right, what is the name of function? We have get name. Okay, so if you observe, right, we have a prototype, we have a constructor, and if you remember what was the error, object.greet is not a constructor. Let's see, let me comment it out, because if I'll not comment, the rest of the code you are not able to see. So it means in the get name, right, we are having a constructor. Let's see in case of greet. Let's say in case of greet, do we have constructor? Do we have constructor? No, right? And what new keyword does? What exactly new keyword does? It invokes a constructor. Whenever we have some class in any language, if you go for Java, if you go for any language, whenever we create an instance of some class or some constructor functions, it will invoke its constructor function. It will invoke its constructor function. So in this case, whenever you define a function like this, it will say it will not have a constructor prototype. It will not have a constructor prototype. See, there is a difference. In this case, we have a prototype, but in this case, we are not having a prototype. We'll see like how we can check like we are having this functionality or not. We are having this property or not. So that is also we are going to check. So let's say if I want to check, do we have prototype? How we can validate? Let's say like this. So console.log object.function name get name dot has own property. For example, I want to identify, do we have a prototype property? Yes, in this case we have. Let's do like this. In case of greet, in this case we are not having. It means you cannot use new in greet function. If you want to use new anytime in your project, always define function like this. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to create an instance of any object, use this so that you can optimize the object. So this is the most if I'm saying right, object oriented thing, the functional programming, this is one of the concepts from that. So if you don't need anytime, you don't want to create any instance of the functions, use like this. If you want, if there is a constructor, if anything is there, create like this. If you want in future of the code, like you are going to create an instance using new, so always use this approach. This is clear, guys? This much is clear? Objects part? Okay. So let me comment this out. Okay. So next interview questions, like they're usually asking what are getters and setters. Okay, let's see what are getters and setters in objects. So for example, we have some properties like name, age, then you can say city. Okay, so for example, I'm having a city empty right now. Okay, so for that I'm saying I'll create a getter. So for example, get city. So how we can write it, like just return this dot city. So this is a function, right? Obj is going to execute this, so this will point to obj. So obj dot city, it will return the obj dot city. Then in case of set, if I want to set the value, how you can set it? You can set it like this dot city is equal to, for example, value, and from value we are going to get value from here. Okay, so this is like example of getters and setters. Let's console it object dot city. It will give you empty. So if I want to set, how we can set? Usually how we execute the function. Naman, I'll get back to your question. So let's say usually how we can set, how we can call the function set city, something like this, right? For example, Pune. So this is not the way to call a setter function. So as soon as when you run, right, it will say set city is not a function. We are not having any function called set city. How we have to call this? We have to call something like this. We have to set as assigning a value, right? And as soon as you use the same variable to print, it will print you, it will give you the values. This is clear, guys? What is getter and setter? We used assignment operator to assign a value. We usually use, this is the only way to use setter and getter. So when we go for functional programming, this is the key things which we are going to learn. How design system should be used in JavaScript. What is the best way to write a program? So nice question, Gopal. So this is the biggest tricky thing in case of setter. So let's say this is the first name, then I'm having the last name. Mike, let's say last name. Okay, so in this case, I'm saying, for example, if I'm saying set full name, so let me copy this, create something like this. Get full name. Let's say I'm having a full name which will compute and it will return it. So get full name, then this dot. Okay, so in case of full name, right, we'll not do like this. In case of full name, we'll do like this. Return first name and this dot last name. Okay, so how we can set the first name and last name? We can set like this. We can split with space. So for example, Sunny Puri, and we can split using space. Then if you are aware with first name destructing property, if not, I'll write a simple as well. So this is the thing, set full name, then get full name. Let's see how it goes. So right now we are not having anything like get full name, right? So what we have done, we have split the values. In case of multiple parameters, we do like this. This is the only way to handle multiple arguments. Got it, Gopal? Guys, you got it? How we should use multiple arguments? We should use something like this. Okay, so Naman has asked, right? Is there any specific reason why they do not have constructors? So this is a property. We'll cover. There were so many things which you are not aware. Not every objects are having constructors. We'll see. So guys, that's what we need to read the docs. We need to go for MDN docs and go through it thoroughly. So you will learn so many things. So this is the example of getter and setter. Okay. Even in case of multiple arguments. Next cool thing. I'm not sure how many of you are aware with this. Let's say, one second, will we pass object to getter and setter? Okay. And what is the benefit of using getter and setter? Yeah, we can pass objects as well. Try it out. You can get a first name and last name from that, and you can use it easily. And what is the benefit of using getter and setter? So what is the benefit of using getter and setter? Usually what will happen when you go for singleton or when you go for some design pattern, right? Suppose, for example, I don't want to any edit. I don't want any edit without some logic. So for example, in this case, so for example, let's say this property is private. Okay, let me comment it out. So in this case, let's say this property is private. I have not exposed it and I want edit only through this setter. So for example, if I say if value is empty, don't edit. If value is empty, if value is empty, if you're not aware with, sorry, it's error. So if you're not aware with these falsy values, you have to see one of the session I have covered what are falsy values. We have 6 falsy values. So if this string is empty, this will not go in this case, right? So I have prevented our logic so that anyone cannot add empty string. You cannot update empty string. Or if I say I don't want Sunny in the string, so what you can do, you can just compare if value is not equal to Sunny, for example, and then save the values, otherwise don't save it. So it depends on your logic, what kind of logic you want, you can add before updating the value. This is clear, guys. There were so many advantage when you learn design patterns. We have so many design patterns. So prototypal, we have singleton, then like there were 24, but almost like 7 to 8 are important. So maybe I'll try to cover in future sessions. So let's say we have name and age. For example, any age. Okay. So what we are going to discuss in this concepts, we are going to discuss property descriptor. What are property descriptor? We are going to see in a bit. Let's say, let's console the object dot name. Okay. So this name property, right? This name properties are having 4 descriptor. What are 4 descriptor? That is having a value, writable, and we have enumerable. One second, guys. Enumerable, then configurable. So these 4 properties are having with every object's properties, right? We see what are these. So for example, what I'm saying right now, let's see. So I'm saying object, let's do console.dir. We have, if you see, we have a proto, right? We have a proto. So what do you mean by proto? Proto means it is inheriting the object properties. So what is object properties? Let's see. If you go in the constructor, right, they are having so many properties like assign, freeze, entries, define properties, create. We are going to use all maximum of the things in today's session. So let's say we have one get on property descriptor. So let's say, what is this? So object dot property get on property descriptor. Then one second, let me explain why I have done this. Before going that, just do console.dir object. So when we drill down, right, are you able to see some functions? Some functions like assign, create, define properties, then entries, freeze, from entries, get on property descriptor. There were so many. What are these functions? What are these functions? Anyone? What are these functions? From where they are coming? Interface. Okay, object class, right? So in a simple language, if I say object class, so what are these methods? Are these instance method or static methods? Functionality provided by language in a layman language is very nice. It's a static. Very nice, Janil and Shivam. Great. So these are the static method. It means we can directly call these functions by class name. Correct. We can call directly these functions by class name. So what it is going to print? It is going to print few things. Let's say, what are these? When you use something like this, right? Object.get on property descriptor. I am saying, tell me the properties of name key, basically name property. I want the property description of this name. So what it is saying, the value is Mike. We know the value is Mike. Is this writable? Yes. Is this enumerable? What is that enumerable? I'm going to discuss in a bit. What is configurable? We'll see what all these things by doing the live examples. Okay. So let's say I wanted to see property descriptors for all. I want to see all properties in a one go. Just click on, just write descriptors instead of descriptor. If you want one by one, you can write descriptor. If you want all on a one go, just write descriptors. As you open, right, you'll get all the properties with all the details. like writable, enumerable, configurable, and value. Okay, so these things. So what are these, and how it will impact in our logic or code base? Okay, so somebody has asked the question once again, guys. What are private variable? How do we represent them? Kirti, I'll cover all these things in later sessions. This is like our design patterns. Like this is a way to write how you can hide it. So we will discuss these things like in future sessions. I want to cover these things in depth. Like I'm discussing all these things, right? The hosting, if you attended previous sessions. So same way I'm going to discuss so that you can utilize the knowledge at next level. So let's say if I want to add city, how we can add a new like property in object, how we can add a new property in an object. Basically, we can use the dot operator. For example, Pune. Object dot property name, nice, great, with dot. We have another way. Let's say object dot city. This is the way we can print it. Let me comment this out. Okay, so this is one of the way. What is the another way? We know object, right? Just now we have seen there is one more static method which is create. Okay, sorry, not create right now. Let's say define property. We have another static method which is define property. Let's try it out. Object dot define. Let's do object dot define property. Okay, we are passing an object, then the property name. For now, just make this empty. Okay, just run it out. Just run. What will come? Let's say if I print object, what will come? Has been added. City has been added in object property. Object dot assign Janil. I'm going to cover in some time. So Harshit, I'm allowing. That's not an issue, but you guys are not able to get it anything. It's not too late, but try to join, guys, at time. Otherwise, you're not going to understand the things. So object dot define property. This is another way to define a property. So why we're having this? The biggest question, like why we're having this. So let's say right now the value is what? What is the value right now? It is undefined. So how we can define a value? How we can define the value? Object dot city. Let's say Pune. Okay. So when I'm going to run it, right, it is not able to allowing. It is not allowing to add the value. Why it is not allowing? Let's say the property descriptor of this. Let's see the property descriptor of city. Let's see. Let's see the property descriptor of city. What is that? Let me console it. It is saying value is undefined and rest of all the things are false. It means configurable is false, enumerable is false, writable is false. What does that mean? It means value is undefined, even writable is false. So we cannot write it. We cannot write the value, right? So this is the way how like these functions, right? All if you know, we have a proto, right? For example, console.dir object. We have this proto, right? We have this proto, right? So this proto is a getter setter of the variables. So we cannot set the value directly. Like we can set it, but we cannot set non-primitive. Let's try it out. We'll try it out. Give me some time. We'll try it out these things. So for example, in this case, it is saying writable is false. So it means we cannot write it. So let's pass some default value. Let's pass some default value. Okay, so I passed Bangalore. Let me make it empty. So right now Bangalore is coming. Still, are we able to update it? Are we able to are we able to update the city property? No, because still the writable is false. The property of writable is false right now. How we can make it writable for true? Writable true. So if you see in this case, now we are able to update this. This is what, see, creating simply an object is not a big deal. You can create with different ways, but you should create an object with some properties. Whenever you are going to write some core code, right, where you want to hide the where you want to hide the properties, where you want to prevent properties to being edited. In these cases, you need the defined property. Go to any library, jQuery or anything, just dig into the code. They have used like this. They have defined the properties like this, not using the dot things. So can we use to add security of this is what the way to write security. Correct. This is the way you can prevent your variables in enumerable. I'm covering all the things. 1 second, guys. Yeah. So this is the way. In this case, I said writable true. Then only I'm able to edit it. Otherwise, if I make it false, you cannot update in any of the throughout the code. Okay. So this is the another way. Let's make it true. Okay. So let's see. There is one more concept. For example, let's print all the keys. Console.log, let's print key. If you observe, right, they are not exposing the city property in for loop. Reason is simple, because enumerable is false. Enumerable is what? Iterable things. Like if this object is iterable, yes, objects are iterable. You can use for, you can use while, you can use anything. But the thing is, can we access city? Are we getting city? You can access city by using object.city. This is a different thing. But enumerable property says it will not be iterable. Whenever you are going to get this, for example, let's say if I do object.keys, 1 second, sorry, object.keys obj. This is a static method. If you want, you can go through it. It will be reflecting the keys. So are we getting it keys in like object.keys? 1 second, Devajit. So see, we are not getting in object.keys. So it will only give you the value. It will only give you the property which are enumerable, like which are enumerable. Okay. So these enumerable properties are responsible for giving the iteration. So now what is the question? But why can't we use for off loop for objects even if properties are enumerable? We can use it, right? If the property is enumerable, you can use it. Give me some example so that I can explain you in proper way. So if properties are enumerable, then only it will reflect. So it means if I'm saying the rest of the properties are enumerable, yes, rest of the properties are enumerable. If you see age is enumerable true, name is enumerable true, but city is enumerable false. Okay, this is the reason why, that's why you're not getting city. So how we can do it? Enumerable true. So if you see, second, mistake. Yeah, 1 second. Before going to this, let's try it out. Try it out. Deleting object.city. So One second, guys. I'll explain this. So in this case, let's say I delete object.name. So if I delete object.name, you're not able to get it in OBJ. You're not able to get in OBJ. Then you are not getting in object.keys because I have deleted it. But try it out with city. Try it out with city. City is still there. City is still there in object. Why? Because I have configurable is false. Configurable is false. So if you want to configure it, as soon as you run it, it is deleted. Yeah, yeah, it's for this typo error. Thanks, Dheeraj, and thanks, Shivam. So in this case, what will happen is still my enumerable is false. Still enumerable is false. Okay, yeah. So if enumerable is false, we cannot get in the iteration. We cannot get in for loops or any loop, but we can get in the definition. So for example, if I say you right now, if I comment it out, you're getting in the object, right? But it is not iterable. So sometimes people are like, we have so many properties which I don't want to iterate. For example, a password field. Usually we are not having a password field in the object response, but let's say we are having something which is not required. I don't want to iterate it. I want to optimize somehow my application. So we'll make it enumerable false. So in this case, we'll not have this in the iteration. So let's say in case of enumerable true. Okay, let me fix this. Yeah. So as soon as you do enumerable, right, it will come in the keys. Also, it will come in the object.keys. This much clear, guys. This is a very important topic, which about the property descriptor. Any doubts in this? Great. Can we move to the next? When is enumerable false? So this is the way. By default, when you add any property, it will treat like a true. It will treat like a true. For example, let's say object dot x is equal to 10. In this case, all will be true. In this case, all will be true. If you want, we can see by default, we are giving everything true, right? If we want, we don't want enumerable, we don't want to iterate it, then we have to mention enumerable false. So there is one more way how we can identify it. Like, let's say just now we have tested this, right? So if you see, we have, one second, let's say, okay, let me dir this. Let's see what all properties are there in objects. So if you see in the object, right, in the object instance, we have property is enumerable. So let's try it out. Let's try it out. Obj dot property is enumerable. Then we can see city. Right now it will say true. Let me do it false. It will give you false. So this is the method in like protos of object instance where we can see like it is enumerable or not. That's why I'm saying after going from here, right, just read the docs. Whatever topics I have covered, just go and read the docs once. You will get a lot of information on this. Okay. Second, let me comment it out. This is clear, guys. So we have this object literal is fine. So just now we have completed this object literal. So now the next topic is new operator. So what is new operator? How we can create an object using new operator? So we have some built-in functions. So we have a constructor. What are constructor functions? See, I have mentioned in the definition as well. Like we have built-in function like arrays, strings, objects, regular expression, boolean, date. Okay, let's pick someone like one example and see what are constructor functions and how we can create an object. Okay, so let's say we have one variable. We can use For example, true. Okay. So when I do console.log, right, it will give me an object because it's a wrapper object of Boolean data type. Okay, this is the wrapper and this is the constructor function. How I am saying this is a constructor function? Just do console.dir. Let's say first do console.dir. This will give you all properties. So if you see, it is inheriting. So proto defines like the parent object. The proto contains the parent object. Okay. So let's say we have a parent object of Boolean class. Okay. And Boolean class is inheriting object class. So at the end, everything is an object. So that's why we are saying JavaScript is an object-oriented language. So if I say you bool is inheriting Boolean class, Boolean is inheriting object class. Let's say object is inheriting Boolean class, then Boolean is inheriting object class. So we can get all the properties from these Boolean prototypes and object prototypes. That's why we are getting all these things like toString, value of, when you go in the constructor, sorry, when you go in the constructor, we'll get so many things like entries, commentaries, get all properties. So this is the way we are getting all these things. So let's start with this example. Once again, guys. Yeah. So let's try it out. Like how we can get the value, how we can get the value from this, because it's a wrapper object, right? So we can get it using value of. So this is the value of. Let's do console.log. Let's say is bool is instance of Boolean class. What will be the output, guys? What will be the output? If I run it, is bool the instance of Boolean class? Yes, true. This is true. Do we have like, is this an instance of object class? Are we inheriting object class as well? Yes, because like we have a multi-level inheritance in this case. So let's say what is the type of object? Let's say what is the type of object? The type of object Boolean is, the type of Boolean is object, because we are inheriting objects. Okay. So let's say we have one concept object dot get prototype of. So for example, if I want to know what prototype it is inheriting, so in this case, what is the parent of bool object? What is the parent of bool object? Boolean, right? We are getting Boolean. Okay. What is Boolean? Exactly what is Boolean? If I say what is Boolean, it's basically it is inheriting the Boolean class, right? It is saying, I'm saying, tell me the parent of prototype of this object. It is saying it is inheriting a Boolean class. So this is one of the way. Let's try it out one thing. Console.dir Boolean. Guys, right now, whatever you are seeing, right, in Boolean, let's say we have a prototype, right? And we have a constructor. We have a constructor, right? Just focus on these things. Let me do console.dir bool. Let me make this big. Just observe these things. Just observe these things. What all properties are there in object? Constructor, toString, value of, and protos. From where it is coming? It is coming from Boolean constructor. It is coming from Boolean constructors prototype. If you see, all these things are same. If you just see constructor to string value of and proto, are these things same? Or if I say you, one second, let me run it. If I say you, we have Boolean dot prototype console dot dir Boolean dot. This will be a little bit confusing, guys. So if you see this object right, if you see this object right, the same functions, same properties are there in Boolean dot prototype. So what will happen when we use new? It will copy all the things. We cannot say the copy, but it will link all the properties from its wrapper prototype. So in this case, if I'm saying, if I'm not wrong, it means this will be equal to Boolean dot prototype. Let's say yes, we are getting true. It means the reference is same. See, in case of objects, what will happen? It will match the reference. It will match the reference. It means like the reference is same, right? So whenever we use new, this will happen. It will go to the wrapper object. It will go to the Boolean. It will take the prototype constructor prototype. Sorry, one second. Not in this case. Yeah, it will copy all these things and link to objects proto. It will link to object proto. How many are clear with this? In simple language, is equal to Boolean dot prototype. One second. Because Boolean refers to its object. When we see this, it will taking all the prototypes and it is assigning to its proto. Which one, Divijit? One second. So guys, greet is not iterable, right? Greet is a function. Just check it out. Just copy this and check. Do we have enumerable true? One second. Let's try it out. So guys, this is clear. This much is clear. Like whenever we use a new keyword, it will link the object prototype with the instance. This much is clear. Can we check the example? Whatever Divijit has shared. Okay, so let's say this is the example. Okay, and he's saying whenever we are, let's say we are doing greet, but we are getting right. For off, one second. Okay, you are asking this, right? We are not able to see in this case, what will happen? You have to use it. You have to convert this to an array. For example, either convert like this. object.keys, sorry, object.keys, then pass the greet object, or if you want the values, do something like this, because objects are not iterable. Only keys will iterable in case of for in. I thought you're asking about like these are not iterables. This is clear. Usually we do like this. I think yes. This is basically the functionality. It is not meant to iterate for off, because off is for values, right? Usually in arrays, if you use array, right? Tell me how it will treat as an array. For array, if you use in, it will give you key like index. In case of off, it will give you values. But in this case, if you want these things, right, the values, off is looking for a values. If you directly use object, so in that case, it without keys, I think they have prevented it. They thought of like not to give. Maybe the JavaScript functionality. Read the docs. I'll also explore this. So whenever you want to use, we usually use object.keys or object.values or normal destructuring way. So this is fine. So we're discussing this. Let me keep this command. So this is basically a new operator. How new operator works? Constructor will execute. Okay, in case of new, then it will link its prototype. It will links its prototypes. Okay, so this is I think in case of new, it's clear. If you want, we can go ahead with the same thing with objects. So quickly we can have a look on object. How we can do? We can have like this object, new object. Then let's console it. Okay, it's an empty object. We can add some property. Mike, for example, name. We are getting it. Is object is an instance of object true. Then if I say object.get prototype of this, what is the get prototype of, what will be the prototype of object, right? It will give you an object. This is an object property, object constructor, right? So we got the prototype. So is this equal to object dot prototype, its wrapper? Yes, it is linking to the same thing. Whatever is there in object dot prototype, we are having the same thing in the protos. It means whatever we are getting in proto. So now you know, right, from where these protos are coming. They're coming from its wrapper object prototype. We are linking. This is basically that little bit tough concept. So it will take some time to digest. So just go through it. What I'm trying to explain. Basically, when you use new or when we create an object, it will link its parent's wrapper prototype to the proto of an instance. Okay, so this is the way we used new object, new keyword to create an instance. So we have constructor function as well. So how we can use like this, for example, greet, for example, name, this dot name is equal to, for example, name, new. So this is basically class, right? So naming convention said you have to start with capital letter. All class names, usually class names. Okay, so let's say I passed Sunny. Let's console this. We are getting an object. Yes, we are. I mean wrapper object. Correct. So we are getting an object. So how this is happening? This is returning greet prototype. This is returning greet prototype. Same like that. Same functionality. Okay. So if you want, we can verify object instance of greet. Let's say yes. Let's print out console.dir greet. If you say we have a prototype, so this prototype they are returning it. Okay, so these are the things which we need to analyze. So let's do one thing. Let's print it out. I'm not sure how many of you are aware how this works. Basically, how this new keyword works, how this constructor function works. We have one this behind the scene, then we return this. This is happening in case of new. Okay. So for example, this is happening implicitly. Okay. So let's say I return something explicitly. What will happen in this case? I have created an instance, I have printed it. What will happen in this case? Okay, so now in function chaining is a different thing we'll cover in functional programming. This is basically, we'll say, in prototypal inheritance. Chaining is what, when you return a function to another functions. So if you guys have seen Telegram, I have posted this quiz like long way back. Also I have posted in the Instagram page, which we are maintaining for these quizzes and all. So in that also I have asked. So if you have seen Instagram link, Tanesh channel, Tanesh group, we are not having any separate link for us. So it's a Tanesh channel I have asked 1 month back. So it will ignore, let's run it. It will ignore. But as soon as you return something non-primitive, it will override. This, I'm not sure how many of you are aware of this. How many of you are aware with this? So when we return some non-primitive, then only it will override. Otherwise, it will ignored. 200, it will ignore. Non-primitive means not only object, arrays as well. See, I said non-primitive. It means arrays, object, functions, anything. Right? In case of new. So this is clear, guys. So let's say this is ignored, right? But when we use greet function directly, what will happen? It will use the whatever return you are doing. If you are using instance, it will ignore. This is clear, guys, about the new keyword, how it will work. Guys, respond. Okay. Let's move to the new concept, object.create. What is object.create? So we have covered object literals, then we have covered the new. This is the another way, object.create. So let's say let me do like this. As soon as I run it, right, it will throw me an error. It will say object prototype may only be an object or null. Either pass something as an object or pass something null. So let's pass null. Let's try without null. So we got the empty object. So now what is the challenge now? What we can do? Object dot name, for example, Mike. Let's say it is coming. This is coming, right? So let's say I see some properties, right? Every object is inheriting some properties. Every object is inheriting some properties. Let's say the different example. Let's say we have empty object. because it says, right, create must accept either object or null. Okay, let's comment it out. Let's comment it out. Let's run. For example, let me write Tom for this. So when you say, right, it is inheriting its wrapper object. It is inheriting it wrapper object, or basically the object class. But in case of null, what will happen? In case of null, it is not inheriting. In case of null, inheritance is not happening. So this is clear. The difference between the null and the object. Null and the object. What is the disadvantage for this? What is the disadvantage for this? So I'll tell you. Let me explain again. So what will happen? What will happen whenever we create an object, right? It will inherit its object class. It will inherit. I said, right, it will inherit. Inheritance will happening. So what do you mean by inheritance? It means when you do like this, we have toString, right, or value of toString. Let's say toString. Okay, what toString will do? We have covered these things in previous class. It will return, basically it will print the like in the form of objects. Don't worry about this, what is happening. So let's say value of so from where this toString is coming, just focus on this. From where this toString is coming, it is coming from its parent, its parent properties. In case of null, what will happen? It is not having any parent, so it will say toString is not a function. So I'm going to cover what inheritance is maybe in future sessions. What is inheritance? Few inheritance on object basis I'm going to cover now. But what is happening in this case? What is happening in this case? If some property is not available to you directly to your object, it will look for its parent. If something is not available to your parent, it will look for parent to parent, right? So this is basically the concept. In case of null, it is not inheriting. In case of object, it is inheriting. So let's revert it and let's me comment it out. This is clear, right? What is the difference? So another way, what is, we have this, right? I'm saying create is basically, let me show you the definition. Just read it out, what you'll get a better picture. Object.create method creates a new object using an existing object as a prototype of its newly created object. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? We have object literals, we have new. Then why we need this? Why we need this part? Object.create. What is the added advantage for this? So advantage is whatever you are going to pass here, this will add as a prototype, add as a inherit methods. Yes, Jen, nice. So it will add as a inherited property. So what is that meaning? I'm saying object dot prototype inherit these things. Right now, if you say, right, if you see, it is inheriting object, right? It is inheriting object, right? In case of empty object. In case of empty object, what will happen? It is inheriting this, right? This is also same thing. If I say object dot prototype, just now I said, right, whenever you create an object, it will link to its prototype. It means we can write this as well. This is also same. So let's say in case of null, what is happening? In case of null, what is happening? We are not having any parent. Let's say in easy language, we are not having any parent. So how, is there any way we can set the parent of obj? Is there any way, like no inheritance? Yes. So let's say, is there any way we can set? We can set using static method, set prototype of I'm saying just object and inherit object dot prototype. Now do console.log. So if you observe in first, see, this is a reference, right? So it's update. So if you see now we are having parent. I linked it. We explicitly linked it in case of null. Earlier it was not having, now we have linked it. So this is the reference object, right? That's why it is coming like this, because these are the things which happening before execution. So let's comment it out. Let's run it. If you see, they're not having any parent. They're not having any parents. As soon as I written this, we got the parent. And what parent? This is the parent. So this is the prototype. We are saying set my parent, set the parent. Okay, so let's see what is the main advantage of, these are the syntax, right? Let's see what are the main advantage of object.create. Let's say I'm having object one called Tom. Next I'm saying user object dot create. So create says, what is the syntax? Create says either accept object or null. So let's say I have passed object. What do you mean by this? What will the user? Can we use user.name? Can we access user.name? If yes, what will be the output? Tom, right? Because right now we are printing this. Okay, so let's say I've created an object. I'm saying, I'm just printing this out. It is an empty object. Why name Tom is not there? So it is there in its proto. It is there in its proto. Proto is what? It inherited object. I'm saying inherit this object and create a new one. Create an empty object and inherit it. Create an empty object and inherit it. This is clear, guys. Two protos. Yeah, so we can have multi-level inheritance. We have seen in colleges, right? We have single level, multi-level, then we have multiple inheritance. So something like this we can achieve. So this is what multi-level. It is coming one by one. Like it's a chain of inheritance. So it is adding in the protos. It is adding in the protos. So that's why we are able to get user.name. So what will happen? It will check, I am having name property in my object? No. Let's check for our parent. So it will go in its parent. In parent, yes, it is having. Okay. So let's say, if I'm saying it is checking first in its own property, let's say, if I do something like this, what will happen? What will be the output now? Sunny or Tom? Okay. Sunny. Why? Because our own object is having the property. So if this is not having, it will look for its prototypes. It will look for its prototype. So it will go and check and it will get Tom. How we can get Tom in this case when we are having, how we can get Tom? Anyone? Very nice. See, we are getting Tom now. If you want, you can user.name and with protos, we can get proto.name. Okay, let's do one thing. User.proto, I have added 100. Change, if we change name and user, then it will reflect in, oh, okay. It's not about shallow copy. I'll cover shallow and deep clone like in the end. Just remind me about deep clone. So it is basically inheriting it. It is doing inheritance. If something is, so for example, if I'm going to for shopping, right? If I'm going to buy something, first I look for my pocket, right? I'm having money or not. If I'm not having my money, then I'll ask for my parent, like, can you please give me money? Because we are at the same family, right? So this is the same thing. If I'm not having the name property, I look for my prototype. So right now, if I'm saying if this is not happening, I can ask. I'm asking about my parent. Like, can you please give me the name property? We can access using that as well. So if I'm saying user is having a proto object, okay, it is having. Can we update it? Is there, if we update it, what will happen? Is it will give me an error or something like this? Guys, anyone else? Jenny is giving answers. Correct, Jenny. So it will not give any error. So it will not give any error. Why? Any reason why? Any reason why? So guys, if your answers are long, just unmute yourself and introduce yourself and give the answer. No need to write. For single word, it's fine using chat. So anyone knows like why I'm not able to update the value? Okay, cannot be writable. Okay, let's try it out with these things. Now I have written an object. See, this is what I wanted to get. You are going correct. Like proto is not writable. That's why you're not able to write. This is fine. That is also nice. Like because now you know the concept of enumerable, configurable, writable value, right? What else we can think? Why it is not updating non-primitive, but it is updating primitive? Like it is not updating primitive, but it is updating non-primitive. Why? No, just now we have seen getter setter, right? So in setter, they have added a logic. If the type of value is not object, ignore it. Just now we have seen, right? The use of setter and getter. So this is the setter. Is this a way to set the value of function? So basically, this is a function. In object class, they are using as a setter and getter. In setter, they have written a logic. They have written a logic. If the type of value is not object, ignore it. Don't update. Now you got it. Like why we are using setter and getter. Now you can relate the real example. Guys, if you are getting these things, then I think you got something from this session. Otherwise, you have go through this doc. I'll upload by end of the day. No, so now we are updating a property. Now we are updating a property, not a proto object. So I was saying setter and getter for proto object, not for property. You can update this. You can update this. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. We can update the property, but we cannot update. We cannot update with this. This is clear, guys. This much is clear. What else in object.create? Let's look into it. Let me do the same thing where user object.create object, console it out. User, we are having an empty object. We are having an empty object because this is added as a inheritance. Okay, if I want our own properties, for example, I also want some properties, for example, age. Okay, so let's say age. How you can do like this? You can do like that. For example, this. Now this age is attached to user object directly, not its prototype. It's its own object. So what do you mean by this? Let's say Can we change user.age? Can we change user.age to 12? No. Why? Any reason, guys? Why we are not able to change the age of user? Not writable. Very nice. Are we able to iterate it? No, because enumerable is not true. Can we delete it? Yes, because configurable is false. Sorry, true. No, false. So we cannot able to delete as well. So these things are important. That's why I'm covering step by step. If I explain you directly this, half of or most of them you're not able to explain it. So double bracket properties, leave it for today. I'll check or give me some example, then I can explain from that. Let me complete the set content. Okay, so this thing is clear, guys. Total object create, like object.create. So let's quickly see some example. Quickly see some inheritance example. So guys, whenever I'm sending forms, right? So there is a part like suggestion and feedback. So if any feedback is there, go ahead. If you're liking it, if you're not liking it, anything is wrong, like please improve me, because this is what like this will help me out also in this journey, right? If you want any specific topic or any example, just post it out, because like people are spending 2 hours, right? And my focus is on to cover so many things. Like I wanted to cover the core concept which you are not able to get in videos or in any docs. Okay, at one place. I'm saying at one place. So that's why I'm covering all these things. So let's say we have multiple objects, and we'll do inheritance. How we can do inheritance like this? Okay, so let's do one thing. So for example, let's do like that. 1 second. I inherited object. Okay, then I added some property. You can say age, for example, this object.create. I inherited object 3, inherited object 2, then object 3 added some property. Let's say like this. If I print object 3, what will happen? It will give you city. Okay, but if you open this, right, its prototype is saying it is inheriting object 2, and object 2 is inheriting object 1. This is the prototype inheritance, prototype chain, basically a prototype chain, you can say. Okay, so what is this? Can we access we can access city, right? We know we can access city. So can we access age as well? We can access age. Just write y or n. Okay, we can access age as well. Can we access name as well? Yes, we can access. So another way to identify few properties, guys. I'm checking, is the name property is there in object 3? Tell me, guys, name property is there in object 3? Or according to you, what will be the output? True or false? This is a Boolean function. Name property is there in object 3? Think of it. Maximum are saying true. Very nice. It is there. It means we have proto object also, like we have value of, right, to string value of. Our value of is there also in, right, Naman? I'm coming back to that only. So value of is there in object 3. Value of, let's check. Yes, value of is also there. So how we can check, like, is it is there in my own property or not? Like, so we have has own property. Now, right, do we have name? as a own property? No. It will give false for inherited property. It will give you false for inherited property. Okay. It will give false for inherited property. Let's iterate it. Let's iterate it. Guys, interview question. Tell me what will be the keys. How many keys? Only city will come or all will come? City or all? C or A? Let's see. What is coming, guys? All are coming. All inherited properties are coming. Okay. So usually if I want to iterate, sorry, if I want to iterate only own properties, how we can do like this? We can do something like this. You will see in most of the places, if you go and see any libraries, right, you can go and see it. If that key is own property, then only print. So what will come? It will iterate. So foreign will iterate for enumerable properties. If that property is enumerable, then it will come. And if I want only my property to iterate, you can do something like this. This is clear, guys. They are not enumerable. None. They are not enumerable. That's why. So people are asking, right, why the objects are not coming, why these are coming? Because these are enumerable is true. This is clear, guys. So we have one more thing, like you can get the property names with the static object. Get own property names. Get own property names for object 3. It will give you only its own property name if you don't want to use that. This is clear, guys. Okay, so this is like pretty much complex, right? Like the way we have written object.create. Usually there is one more shorthand. For example, Mike. Let's say object 2. We can have like this. Let's bind this object to my prototype and add something like age. Okay, then we can have object 3. Just add proto of object 2. Sorry. Or write city something called Bangalore. Just print object 3. Just see this, guys. Got it. This is a trick. This is a trick to add inheritance. This is clear? Great. So we have covered these 3 things. I can create object using literals, new object.create and object.create. It is same, right? Object.prototype we are linking with this. So these are the 3 easy things. Let's say in this case, let's take the same example. We are doing something like this. Okay, we are doing like this. With the help of proto or object.create, we are doing basically inheritance. Like, but we can access all name and age, every properties. But I want at object 3 only. I want this. Let's say this is object 1. I want object. Let's say who joined. Don't know why at this time people are joining. Some people are curious what is happening, right? So let's say I want all the properties object 1, object 2, object 3. Let's print object. So if you see, they have not added these objects as inherited, they have added as its own property. So now you got it, what is object.assign. Somebody is saying we can clone an object using object.assign. Yes, we can clone it. This is the way to clone. So if you remove all these things, right, this is the way to clone. So when you do any change in object, if you assign anything, it will not reflect. Basically, this is not a clone object. This is an object. Like the definition of this, just read it out. I am just pasting it. This is the definition. This is the proper definition. Just read it out. Object.assign method creates copies of all enumerable own properties from one to more sources, right, to a target object. So this is the target object. Just go through the syntax. This is the syntax. All source objects are enumerable own properties. Like own properties means this object to own properties. Own properties this. If object 2 is having its prototypes, it will not copy. So it is, see, this line will say own properties. It will not do deep copy. It will not do deep copy. In interviews, they are expecting deep clone or deep copy. This will only do at one first level inheritance, like first level, only first level. So for example, if I'm having address, let's say city, Pune, right? So if you see, we got the address. So let's say object dot address dot city is equal to Delhi. Okay, so this will update. Address it is Delhi. Let's say is object 2 is also gets updated. Object 2 is also get updated. Object 2 also gets updated. So this is not a deep clone. This is not a deep copy. This is only copy the reference. Shallow copy. You can say shallow copy. Nice, Janil. So this is basically the shallow copy. So the question is how we can do the deep clone. If I'm taking an interview, after asking all these things, I'll ask like if this is a reference thing, right? If I'm doing an assignment of basically if I'm doing assignment on reference objects, it will do the shell. How it will do? It will copy the address. Then there is this is approach object.assign basically do the shallow copy. If I want deep copy, how we can do the deep copy? We'll look in at the end of the session if we have time. So this is basically an assign operator. This says this copies all enumerable own properties. So now from now onwards, whenever you're going to read a docs, right, you know what are enumerable properties from one or more source object to the target object and return the target object. So it will add all the properties here and it will return the target object. This is clear, guys. This is clear. Object.create new, object.assign, then object literal. Can we go for next topics? Only 2 topics are remaining. Okay. So let's say I'm printing this object. Okay, let me make it object. I'm getting this. Okay, I said there is a new concept. I said seal the object. What do you mean by seal the object? It means, let me give you the definition. Just read it out and tell me how does object 2 get separated. That is what the property of reference object, Shivam. Okay, okay, can't add values, right? Can we update it? If I say, very nice, you can edit property but not add new property. Yes, let's see. Let's see this. Object dot name is equal to yes. Can we delete? No, we cannot delete. Can we add anything? No, we cannot add anything. We cannot do anything. It means we cannot extend the object. We cannot delete the object, right? It means enumerable, like not enumerable, extensible property is not there. This is clear, guys. Let's say object dot is, yeah, we have. Let's try this out. What will be the object? Like what will be the output? False. Now it's clear, guys. Are you getting it? How we can see all these things? Proto objects, prototypes. This will take time. I'm saying this will take time, but now you got the concept. What approach you should follow to learn. That's why I have only mentioned objects. Basically, writable, not configurable. Yes. For these properties, yes, definitely yes. But you cannot even extend. So they have written some native code so that you cannot add any new property because we have seen it. Yeah, they are enumerable. Yes, you can iterate it. Everything you can do. If you want, quickly we can have. Yes, we can, because we cannot add right city, a new property. Yes, they are enumerable. So now this is what I am liking it. You're asking the correct terms. Is this enumerable? Is this extensible? Is this configurable? Is this writable? This is what, when you know all these things, right? JavaScript will be like favorite language of yours. So this is like a proper approach. Let's do freeze. What is the difference in freeze? What is the difference between freeze? Let me comment it out. What is freeze? Not even writable. Let me give you the definition. Not writable, not extensible, both. Object.freeze is used, not a constant object. In constant object, we can change the property. That is different. Just read the docs of let and const. Object.freeze is used to create a non-extensible object. Means we cannot extend the object, we cannot add any property, we cannot delete any property. Whatever is the state will remain same. But where the existing values of the object is prevented being changed. Okay. So this is the property. Clear, guys? So in this case, we cannot delete it. We cannot delete it. We cannot add anything. Is this extensible? False. It is not extensible. Can we? It is enumerable. Yes, we can enumerate. Yes, Sundar. I think my concepts are done. So now we can First tell me, is there any question? I'm done with the today's object class.